Hi, good evening. I had said in a previous post that I wanted to make a special Metatron Monday meditation post. And I've actually been trying to get through this for some time. What you see behind me is card number 4 from that deck. Letting go. Time for release. The reason I have it behind me is because I actually no longer am in possession of this card. 2.5 years ago, I drew this for my early run with Metatron Meditation Mondays. The post is actually pinned. Pardon the overlapping music. I was not very good at balancing the volume of background music and vocals. Still trying to figure this app out at the time. But I drew that on Monday. 3 nights later, I was at home. I spent the night at my parents' house so my dad could get a break. We were caring for my mom on home hospice. And the next morning, she was gone. She took her last breath with me sitting at her feet, and my dad and my brother right in the next room, all there together, and the cat. Cannot forget Bobby. Her last gift to my dad, actually. And I spent a very long time reflecting on this card. It's actually one of the reasons why it has stayed posted. I've had it pinned for much of the last 2.5 years, because one thing I'm learning the hard way, and I apologize for crying, I'm not used to crying in front of people, which I kind of am now, is grief does not have an expiration date. And I'm learning that the hard way, in part with the help of my amazing partner, but also some content creators on here, such as Nurse Hadley and Hospice Nurse Penny, their pages have been godsends for me. So if you know anybody who's taking care of somebody on hospice, go follow those ladies. But I wanted to focus on this because I was mistakenly thinking I was actually prepared for when her time came. And there's a difference between being prepared to let something go and to be ready to let it go. Because on paper, we were prepared. Life insurance, I knew my mom's funeral plans, I knew what she wanted, I had her DNR, I had her MOLS form, which is medical orders for life-sustaining treatment. I knew everything down to where she wanted to be interned, how she wanted the service done. My hardest decision that I had to make, was which card to choose, the mask card, and what food to serve. Those were my hardest decisions because we were prepared. But I wasn't ready. It's a natural order of things to bury your parents, but I don't care if you're 14 or 40 or maybe even 65. You're not ready. And you need to kind of know that it's okay. And they say that you don't know who your friends are until you're sick, broke, or dead. And by the gods, my mom did not have a lot of friends, but she had a bunch of good ones. That might be the greatest lesson out of this. Know who your people are. My partner, thank God, is one of them. He did everything from helping set up the living room for her hospice to coming running when I gave him the call. Possibly the most important thing he did for me was give me space to do this. Because I didn't. I broke one of the cardinal rules as a healthcare worker. I took care of family. And in many ways, I treated my mom like a patient. And while I pride myself on giving my patients great care, it didn't give me room to grieve. So while my father laid kneeling at her side, grieving the loss of his partner of 42 years, I did what I had to do. I called VNS, I called my uncle, I called my cousins, I called my partner, I called this one, I called that one, I called the funeral home, I helped put my mom into the body bag. I helped escort her out the house. I made all the arrangements. I called the church. I went to the funeral home. Then when I came out of there, my partner just looked at me and goes, "Okay now." And I had no idea what he was talking about. And he said, "Let it out. This isn't a patient. This isn't your next door neighbor. This was your brother. Let it go. Let it go." And I think I finally cried like 6.5 hours later. And I'm still kind of battling this. I still feel weird doing this. This is a huge thing for me too, that I'm actually going to post a video of me doing this. It took me years to even cry in front of him, because I kind of have that 1980s suck it up buttercup kind of mentality. But grief is a process. I know you've probably heard of the stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. Those are for the patient. Now, can they be applied to the ones left behind? Yes. But for us, it's not linear. It's a cycle. I got angry. I yelled at her. We yelled at each other one last time. Anybody who knows the two of us knows that was probably the best moment, but it's a cycle. And if any of you are going through this, I highly recommend you check out Nurse Hadley's ball analogy. I actually even share it with my students when we talk about this. And if you are going through this, understand you're not alone. Grief doesn't discriminate. We are all going to go through it. And I just hope and pray that you have your people. Some people say village, tribe, whatever term you want to use. But this isn't easy. Don't try to go it alone. And know that yes, you can be prepared, but it's still okay to not be ready. It's 2.5 years later, I'm still not ready. But in the end, I hope you find peace and clarity, and maybe a little faith that we'll all get to join the party in the end.